I'm realizing just how much I love feedback. I got these comments when I put out a video about actually helping the world to the ends of the earth, bringing a name to people that is a name of hope, allowing for them to maybe make the decision about something for the first time that they have never heard before. And it's totally up to individuals to make decisions about these things. The summary of that is just getting the gospel and the name of Jesus, the miracle of what he did for humanity, getting that information out to people and to a whole part of the world where they've never had that before. But these comments are showing me that there are some fundamental things that we're just not on the same page about, and I totally need to address those. If you're looking for an advocate for the Crusades, I am not your guy. That was so political and super tainted. There have been Christians for generations that have been repenting on behalf of a super disgustingly marred image of what the gospel of Jesus is about. I will be the first to say that I will never condone that kind of activity, and I think the flags that were being flown were of kings rather than of Jesus, who's the King of Kings. He told us a very, very different way of reaching the world. Not only that, it's going to look and feel like indoctrination to people who think it's just a set of ideals. But how many of you know I'm not talking about ideals? I'm talking about life transformation. You think it's crazy that I believe that marriage is for a man and a woman? You think it's crazy that I think that any sex outside of marriage is wrong? Well, I actually also believe that there is a creator God, that everything that we have was made by him. He's got the power to create in his voice, and he spoke all of this into being. He made me, he made you. He is infinite, he is so personal. He cares about us. He didn't just make us and set the world in motion and leave it. When I'm talking about that, me expressing the desire to get this news out to people is actually giving them a chance for freedom. Part of my story with Jesus was being under religion first. I was a captive to the good news of Jesus being boiled down to simple ideals. Do this, don't do that. And oh my gosh, that was a prison cell for me, and I just kept failing and failing and failing. And that is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about walking with Jesus. I'm talking about the Son of God who came to be with us. I'm talking about sins forgiven, grief removed, healthy mourning. I'm talking about Jesus who calls himself gentle and lowly, and he bears our burdens. And he says that his yoke, this thing that we carry our burdens with, is easy and his burden is light. He unites us to God, the one who started all of this, who is good, who is dealing with the problem of pain in our world. So I'm not just talking about ideas and who's got the best philosophy and trying to force that at somebody. I'm talking about introducing people to a person, spiritual things that are at work and have been at work. But if your worldview is that all of this is just matter in motion, of course, it's going to look like another idea and indoctrination. It's going to look like bondage instead of freedom. But I'm offering freedom. I love the way that Jesus has transformed my life and given me hope, given me joy, given me a future. And I'm stoked that maybe for the first time, you're hearing that that is what I believe to be the truth instead of some other cheap ideals, cheap philosophy. Because maybe you can meet him too and realize just how great he is.